Thursday. Welcome to the Sigourney Library with Miss Amanda and our weekly segment on Steve Shetler Media. We'll start out with a recap of our question from last week. So a lot of people do Elf on the Shelf, and just out of curiosity, I did some research on it, and there's more than 13 million Elf on the Shelf characters that have been adopted worldwide. 13 million. That's crazy. This is like, we don't do this at our house, but it has been a crazy fad that many people have gotten on the board with. But my question last week was, what is the number one rule for families that do have an elf on the shelf? So there's a very, very important rule that you must know if you have an elf on the shelf. And that rule is that you do not touch the elf. Like, you don't touch it at all. If the kids see you touch it, then that means that it will lose its Christmas magic. Who knew? But this week, we are going to talk about Christmas movies. So I don't know if you guys have a favorite Christmas movie. I've been, whenever I have had a moment, I have been watching Christmas movies. And one I haven't watched yet this year is Home Alone. One of my favorites. Macaulay Culkin actually just got a star on the Walk of Fame. Good for him. Very excited for him. But in Home Alone, the original movie, the very first one, the McAllisters go on vacation and accidentally leave Kevin behind, which is Macaulay Culkin's character. So my question this week is, in the original Home Alone, when the McAllisters go on vacation, where were they going? And I'll tell you at the end of our segment here. Books you don't want to miss this week is our Cook the Book one from, we actually did this on Monday. This is Treasury of Christmas recipes. It is full of so many good recipes. I can't wait to try some of these. Personally, there are desserts and breads and dips and candies, and there's so many things in this book. But Treasury of Christmas Recipes, we featured it for our Cook the Book on Monday, so make sure you come in and check that out. Events coming up. The big one is Breakfast with Santa is Saturday. 2 days, guys. 8:30 to 10:30. The big guy will be here. You won't want to miss it. We do crafts with Mrs. Claus. We do stories. We do music. We have, of course, Santa. We have his nice list, so you can check and see if you're on his nice list. We have our silent auction, and then Grant Ranch is catering our breakfast, which will be delicious. Hopefully, we'll see you guys all out there. My patron question of the week is, what is our policy for closing due to weather? So the library sometimes closes before we even open. Sometimes we close early after we have already opened. It just depends on the weather. So there are certain times of the year, especially during the winter, when severe weather may require closing the library or delaying its opening. So the library director, myself, researches and does some looking around and asking different people from different areas how the weather conditions are, and I deem it necessary if my staff or the public is their safety is threatened. So if city snowplows are out in force, the custodian has not been able to clear the sidewalks or entrances, we've had a power outage, or if the weather looks like it's going to be getting even worse than it already is, we will close or close early. Now, we will put these out on KBOE. I think we do KCRG. We definitely do our social medias. We do our websites. We'll put the flyers up at the library if we are closing early. If we're not going to open at all, then there won't be, obviously. But just check our social medias and our website and listen to the radio and see if we are going to be closing. It doesn't happen a lot. Most of the time, the city and the county does a really good job clearing our roads so that at least somebody can come in and open for the day. But occasionally it does happen where we have to close for the day. So make sure you are watching for that if the weather gets bad. All right, our question of the week. So does anybody know the answer where the McAllisters were going on vacation in the original Home Alone when they left Kevin behind? They were actually on their way to Paris. And I don't know if you guys have ever been to Paris. I have not been myself, but it is on my bucket list. Hope you guys come out to Breakfast with Santa on Saturday. And if not, I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas. Enjoy all the things going on in town this Saturday. And I will see you next week.